Hello, Chris.
Hi there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris. Good to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. So that caught my attention there. The Crusades were justified.
Yes.
So at the moment, I'm serving in the military. I'm a Royal Marine. I'm leaving in December. A big part of the reason for that is obviously you're looking at the nation and you're thinking, well, what am I even fighting for? You know, they'd send me over to Russia to die in a trench when they've just let an invading army.
Okay. Yeah.
The question that I'm battling with, because you know I'm a follower of Christ and I want to follow him truly.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel angry. You know, when I see these people, often I work in London, and I just go walking through, and it drives me mad. Like, you know, I've had a couple of conversations with people. They're playing their music, like the Muslim music, so loud, and it's like, how much can you take? And my reaction is always act of the flesh, and I don't want to turn to violence, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's just, what is the right way to go about it, and how do we do that?
Yeah. So it's a good question, and it's a good point, because what you're feeling, that anger and that disorientation, is actually what many people in this country are feeling right now. And as you say, it's what you do with that anger. As a friend of mine says, be angry but use it constructively. So, you know, like we're doing what we're doing here, or we go to protest marches, or, you know, like the big rallies in London where we're actually just standing up for core British values and things. And we do have a problem in our nation with this Marxist ideology where it's open borders. Now you yourself know, if you're in the military, it's an issue of national security that we're just allowing anybody to come in on the boats. Even MI5 have said that, you know, a percentage of those people that are coming in are actually terrorist risks from the IRGC in Iran. So you know, from a Christian perspective, it is lunacy and insanity to not protect your own borders and to protect the country that you're in. And not only that, so what we're doing here today, it's not just about protecting our borders, but protecting our identity and what does it mean to be British, and what is Britain's identity, and it's rooted in its own history, which comes from Christianity. Christianity is the very backbone of our culture, you know, with our king. So it's a constitutional thing. You can't have a king without the church. The church is instrumental in that. You know, the three powerhouses that are in London. So you've got Parliament Square, you've got what have we got? We've got the Abbey, you've got Parliament, you've got the Prime Minister, all in the same zone. And Christianity has shaped and forged that. The fact that we've got universities, NHS, all of these things. But what we're seeing now, in the last 25 years, we've seen more increase into our population in the last 25 years, migration, than we have had in all of the history of Britain, from the Romans, you know, the Vikings, the Saxons, so on and so forth. And so a lot of people are now coming to a place of social flux where everything seems to be changing, and people are really uncomfortable by that. What we can't do is obviously be violent about it, but it's something that we need to do. And as Christians, so for me, example, I'm often on YouTube, I'm often speaking at events, really making people aware that we do have to have some common sense politics, but we need to come back to the heart of this nation, which I believe is Christianity. Without Christianity, this nation is finished. I believe that the next general election, if we don't vote in the right party and we vote in what I would call a leftist, Islamo-Marxist government, that will be the end of our Judeo-Christian heritage forever, and it will never come back. And we have to protect it. The trouble is with liberalism today, it's like sitting on a branch and they're trying to saw off the branch at which they're sat on. And so as a Christian, I feel it's my obligation to defend it. So I get your anger. What do? Just do what you're doing now. The fact that you're just asking this question. Stand up for your faith, stand up for your country, stand up for your nation, and take pride in it. Don't let anybody say you can't have that flag up, because that flag is your patron saint, which is St. George. In many eons ago, when a nation was not colonized, but when Christianity took over a nation or spread in a nation, they were given a patron saint. And so the patron saint of England is St. George. So these are the things that we have, and so today we are in a bit of a mess, and if things don't change very quickly, I think the future of Britain really does lie in the balance. What do you think?
I think the same. You know, it breaks my heart when you see like the children and you think the future that they're going to have if things carry on the way they are. Very much same as you. You know, I see that we need only to return to our Christian heritage. That is what we need. The question I'd have with that is about how do we, because you look at the church, for example, so obviously the Church of England is in a bad state, but then even people like the Evangelical Alliance, I'm a part of an FIEC church.
Right, yeah. And I know that they did an article and they were very in favour of immigration and leftist ideologies, yeah.
It's very difficult and like also very middle class.
Yeah.
And the question is, how are we going to go and reach the common people, if you like? And you know, they're very quick to condemn Tommy Robinson, but it seems like the voice against evil is coming outside of the church rather than the church doing it. So how do we awaken the church?
So again, this is like things are changing. There are more and more people and Christian leaders, I'm pleased to say, that are starting to speak up. As you say, the Church of England unfortunately have gone woke and broke. That's the angle that they've gone to. And it's interesting that people on the streets, they see what's on that board there and they're like, well, clearly you can't be from the Church of England because that's not what they believe in. You know, and I deal with a lot of evangelical churches and they're very soft, and let's just get along and let's not upset anybody, and they have no nuance as to what's going on in our nation right now or a Christian voice into it. So that's why we're doing things like this, getting on social media, raising up new Christian leaders, and also people like yourselves, and try and get as many people on side as possible, and that we take it upon ourselves to do it, because the church for the most part has completely washed our hands of what's going on in our nation right now. So for the brave few, I include you in that, we're the Gideon's army that's going to change this nation for Christ, and the other guys, they ain't going to do it, so we got to do it.
Yeah.
Amen.
And as a young man, you know, I don't know what I can do. What advice would you give me? Where'd you start? Where can I begin?
First thing you need to do is be with like-minded people. There's nothing worse than being in a church where you feel like you're the crazy guy, you're the flag waver, you're the misogynistic neo-Nazi bigot.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a church that makes you feel like that. So whereabouts are you based?
Well, my home is in Essex.
Approximately, yeah.
So
okay.
at the moment, that's really where I'm at, in Essex.
So really, what you want to try and do is, first of all, is find like-minded Christians. Try and find a church in the area that's at least on par with, you know, what's going on in the nation. There's a weight to it. That's the first thing you've got to do, because you've got to be strong in yourself. If you're all over the place and your faith is not strong, that it makes it really hard. So that's the first thing you need to do. And then the second thing you need to do is actually do something. So simple things as a Christian, pray for your nation, but then also get involved in like what we're doing now, outreach, evangelism, but with this slant that, you know, we are doing this to save our nation, literally for the soul of our nation. Also get involved, if you can do, because I know you're military, in any kind of protest marches and stuff, and just be a number. And you'll find that from doing that, you'll be rubbing shoulders with people, you'll make new friends and new opportunities, and all sorts of things will happen. Same like why I'm here today, and the things that I do crazy stuff now, but it's just because I got involved. That lady there, she just dragged me in. I got involved, and now my whole world, I live in a whole nother world. A year and a half ago, I lived in a completely different world. And so that's what I'd say. Just be with good Christians, a good church that's on the same wavelength. Get involved in a few protest marches, and the rest will be history, because you'll just, before you know it, God will lead you into his path for you and stuff. And it's good that you're young, it's good that you're seeing this, because you are people like myself. I'm an older generation. I'm relying on you, to take on what we're doing and pass that on to the next generation and stuff as well. So
And I thank you, very helpful.
That's all right.
Oh, bless you, mate. Good to meet you. Likewise.
God bless you.